We're live now. So, or maybe it's working on it. Meeting is now streaming. Okay, it's out. Okay, so welcome everyone who has joined us. We have some of our Focus on 5 or chapter representatives from the Western District, as well as some of our district VPSPs and national leadership here. So we're going to be talking about the Focus on 5 campaign, and with everything, actually with everyone being prompted to stay at home, we've had some changes to the Focus on 5 campaign, specifically what I'm calling Focus on 5 2.0, and some bonus activities that your chapter can use to complete this program. So hang on one second. I'm going to make some adjustments to, okay. So I made some adjustments to our participants that are joining so that it does not ring a doorbell every time, even though I love it, it's magical. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and start a presentation with some information that we're gonna talk about. So, okay, so with the Focus on 5 2.0 challenges, bonus activities, I may refer to them as last hope options that you can use to cover 3 of the stripes that are remaining. And those stripes that are eligible to be used for our bonus stripes are the white, blue, and green stripes. Your CODA project, Women in Music speaker, or your green stripe submission for Crescendo project. There also have been a couple of tweaks to some of the national or some of the district lyre projects. Specifically, the Northeast District has updated the recommended or number of members needed for the Tau Beta Speaks. And then the Southeast District made some adjustments. And then the other districts have pretty much stayed the same, with some adjustments to specifically just creating some more online friendly ways to complete those challenges. And so all of that information can be found on our national website, tbsigma.org/focus on the number 5 for all the bonus projects, where we're going to look specifically at the bonus projects specifically for the stripes. And so before we go looking into the stripes, actually, I wanted to talk about some additional ways that we can complete our national programs before if you want to continue do them in some way. The Alpha Upsilon chapter actually hosted a Women in Music speaker event very similar to this. They all jumped onto a Zoom or Google Hangout. Their Women in Music speakers went ahead and gave her presentation with the chapter members, and I think they invited other members of their school as well to it, and they were able to still have that activity even though they were, scattered across the state. And so if your chapter has the opportunity to complete your Women in Music speaker in a virtual sphere, then go ahead and give it a try. Additionally, for the other projects, you may have the opportunity to just continue to keep up the communication. So with your CODA project and your Crescendo project, going ahead and connecting with the band director or the music teacher at a school, or the activities coordinator at a nursing home, so that you can go ahead and create that bond with them and kind of get on the schedule essentially for them into the fall, so that your chapter already has a prime time and date to come and do your previously planned CODA project that you had in place. And also with using technology, you have the opportunity to even maybe live stream in some small ensemble if y'all are already living together, some chapter members, or even some solo performances into the nursing home. And even for your Crescendo project, a chapter last week from the NED mentioned they were going to go in and do a live stream or a Zoom session with a high school to talk about what it's like to be in band in college, and then even give them some additional tips on musicianship. So there's definitely some opportunities to still connect with people, even though we're, again, across the state or across the nation, staying at our houses. And so it also helps us to even feel a little bit more connected with each other, even though we're at home wearing jammies half the time. And so Going on to our bonus activities, if you're unable to plan any of those, and especially I know that some chapters had some really dynamic coda and crescendo projects, and even your women in music speaker activities planned for this year, you have some opportunities and some options that you can choose as well to fill out your Focus on 5. So with these activities, you're able to do one of three things. So first is have a delegate participate in both virtual conventions. So for the chapters that had delegates at the Midwest District, Northeast, and this week the Western District, you all have already received partial credit towards this bonus activity. I'll be connecting with your district officers on getting a list of all the attendees that had, or all the chapters who had delegates present. And then from there, once you go to the second virtual convention, which will be on April 25th and 26th, a nationwide virtual activity, we'll be able to get that second part of that bonus activity for your chapter to receive this bonus activity, this last hope option for a stripe. And this activity can be used to replace one of your stripes. And so moving on to the next one, is submitting a video recording of a chapter member's online facilitation of one of the activities from an Overture module. And so with this, have your chapter VPM or member of your membership committee record themselves facilitating one of the activities for an Overture module. This is a great opportunity to kind of test out our Overture curriculum with online activities. And this also helps the organization to create kind of a bank of presentations on how to complete all the activities for our Overture. And so this activity can be used for one of the stripes as well. And with this, send your video submission directly to me. My email is siobhan@tdsigma.org. And I'll be able to pass that on to our our national VPCM, Erica Pope, so she'll be able to use this with Overture as well. And so from those two, and our third bonus activity that your chapter can use is to submit a full description of your planned coda, women in music, or crescendo event via a link that is actually provided in the Focus on 5 liaison group. So liaisons are encouraged to provide a complete description of your event as though you are submitting a proposal to your chapter to host this event next year. I've already seen a lot of chapters completing this bonus stripe, and the submissions are fantastic. The form is set up so that your chapter already, or the person who submits the event already gets a response back. So you already have that event full workup in your email for next semester or for next spring, whenever you want to host that activity. And this bonus activity definitely is encouraged to use the same care and consideration that you would if you're filling out national paperwork and award applications. If there are any application or any of these events that are submitted that are a little cursory, I'll ask you some additional questions or even follow up with you directly on some opportunities to either tweak this or just to get a little bit more information, because it wasn't very clear in what was submitted to me. And so with this activity, you can actually use it to take the place of two of the remaining stripes. So just completing it for two of the stripes, one of the white, blue, and green that you have that's left over, and those can be used to both of those. And once I review all of those, I'll be reviewing every couple of days. You'll get an email with either some feedback on it or going ahead and giving you the thumbs up that you will receive the stripe. I know there are some people already inside or in this Zoom meeting. Does anybody have any questions about any of those bonus activities so far? Nope. And then let me actually pull up Facebook. And so if there are any Focus on 5 liaisons in the group, if you want to comment on this post or send me a message, then I can answer your questions as well for this. But with all of those activities, it definitely makes it achievable for your chapter to complete your different projects that are left over. And I even think that the third one with submitting the form gives you an opportunity to really plan out your activities well, because it asks you questions about the purpose of the activity, what type of budget you'd be looking for to host or to have that activity, and overall just full workup on planning your national program activity. And so with all of that, it is definitely encouraged to reach out to me or your district VPSBs if you have any questions. And again, all that information is found on our website, Focus on 5 tab under there as well, so that you can take a look and anybody in your chapter can review it as well. And I'm just taking a quick look right now. I believe that even the link for the form is listed on there as well. So I'll show you here on our website. So it already has the bonus activities, Focus on 5 2.0 there as well. The Google form that you can go in to submit your events if you choose that district LIRE or that project, and then also the updates to the district LIRE projects. Since we're looking at them, going ahead and going another touch on our district LIRE projects, the NED, again, they've updated some of the requirements for number of members of your chapter required for Tau Beta Speaks. And of course, reach out to your NED VPSP for any questions on that. The NCD, your district LIRE project was actually also one of the bonus activities. And so if your chapter attends your district convention, you'll get your district LIRE piece, as well as having you get halfway to getting an extra bonus piece that you can use for one of your other stripes. So I'd highly encourage you all to have a delegate present next week so that you can ensure that you get the opportunity for both options for a stripe. And then SED, there were a couple of adjustments, submitting a award packet, and then also the SED publication submitting an article for that to the 8th note. Southwest District remains the same. Wendy's provided or will have some additional information on some virtual options for that. Same for Midwest and Western. Actually, the Western ended today or last week, and so everything is looking great with the Focus on 5 campaign district LIRE projects for the rest of the year. And so outside of that, did anybody have, I guess anybody here in the group have any other questions? No? Cool. And then outside of looking at Focus on 5 2.0, I kind of wanted to, I see some in here into the group. So one of the liaisons asked district LIRE projects for the rest of the year. Sorry. And so outside of that, did anybody have, I guess I realized that I clicked into the live stream, so it's it's playing on the side. Sorry, technology.
It's like Inception. It's impressive.
I was like, who is that talking to? Why does she sound like me? So one of the people in the group actually asked the question, what dates are for the virtual convention? So next weekend on the 4th is North Central District and Southeast District. The weekend of the 17th is Southwest District, and that following weekend of the 25th, 26th is when the National District Convention wrap up will be. So make sure that you tune into that one, because it'll have a lot of our district announcements that we usually have, and then additional workshops for things. And so, there will also be some opportunities for chapters to, I'll make sure that I'm collecting that the attendance for chapters there as well, so to get that extra bonus stripe. And so outside of looking at the Focus on 5 2.0, our bonus activities, last hope options, I wanted to actually talk about some additional national programs, just tips for next year. And so one of the major things is just continuing to incorporate music in how you present your projects. So Crescendo and Coda are ones that have direct interaction with music with your community. So making sure that your chapter is creating activities that provide an opportunity for your audience to either enjoy or participate in some music making activity. We've seen chapters host instrument petting zoos, name that tune for Coda projects, and even having ensembles playing at a variety of different, either you're as a Crescendo or a Coda project. This is really an opportunity for you to showcase your musicianship and also showcase what Tau Beta Sigma is all about as well. I also recommend that if you have a chapter that has a lot of auxiliary members, dancers, twirlers, color guard, and all of that, make sure you're involving them as well in these activities. It may be an opportunity for them to maybe, as they're facilitating the instrument petting zoo, to learn a little bit about those as well, or even have their primary instrument, their baton, dance, or their flag, even as an opportunity to kind of showcase that and kind of get that spark in the youth's eyes as well. And then with your women in music speaker, make sure that you are honoring these wonderful women that are coming to your chapter to talk to them. So either something as simple as a gift bag, some roses, or even as great as honoring them with an honorary membership. All of that information on that is found in our national programs guide. And after this semester, we'll have some additional information on all of our national programs, and then even some examples on how to complete them. And for all my Focus on 5 liaisons, if you're looking for inspiration, just go to the Focus on 5 campaign page, and you can actually scroll through and look at tags for all of the projects to get some inspiration. There have been some really great projects that have happened so far in the campaign. And even as I'm collecting some of these event workups through the bonus activity for the submissions, I'm actually reaching out to some chapters who I've seen some really great submissions for already, and asking them to maybe give a little bit more information so that we can showcase those as well. And so if you have a great activity that you'd like to plan out, go ahead and fill that submission out, or even send it my way, because I'd love to know about it, and especially it would be a really cool activity for your chapter to complete. Does anybody else in the group have any tips or anything on national programs things?
Oh, well, actually, I was going to say, one of the things that I love seeing chapters do, hopefully, again, when we can all be back together, is the chapters that would collaborate with other chapters to.
You were reading my mind. I was just thinking that.
To complete a crescendo or complete a women in music speaker, because your reinforcements with two organizations working together. And then also it really does embrace the community that we serve in, and that we are sisters in. And so I really love seeing chapters do that. And then the other thing is finding ways, if for those of you who have maybe Kappa Kappa Psi on your campus, and maybe making them a part of your projects as well, because they don't quite understand sometimes what these things that we're asking you to do, the national programs of Tau Beta Sigma. And so what I had found when chapters did that is that Kappa Kappa Psi, their Kappa Kappa Psi chapter actually found ways to, it gave them a greater understanding of our work and a greater understanding of our organization by kind of bringing them into that, and kind of showing them why, the women in music speaker is important to us, why getting out into our communities and embracing music and its importance in outside of our campuses was important. And so it really did kind of even build that bond even stronger. So
Yes, I love it. And I was looking at Morgan, the Western District VPSP, and I was thinking, we've been talking a whole lot about sisterhood and connecting in the district, and collaborating is a great way to do it. And like Erica said, working with other organizations to show off kind of what we do, and fulfilling our fifth purpose as well of working and celebrating and serving with other organizations is a great way to kind of add that extra spice to your national program activities that you have. And also really helps if you want to host a specific CODA or Crescendo project, but you don't have quite enough members to do it. Like you don't have the full instrumentation to host a full concert for a CODA project, looping in some other organizations or just members of your band as well to kind of help to go out and serve your community in that way. We were talking in the programs committee today for the Western District about doing that. And, they said one of the members of the committee said that the chapter felt more pride in what they did for that activity when they were able to kind of show off our national program to their band members, even if those band members weren't people that were interested in joining TBS, or they just wanted to come and serve. Because, if you think about it, a lot of us just, even though they may not be in KKSI or TBS, we've all have some type of leadership and service in us. And so I think opportunity to collaborate is very high for many chapters, and you definitely have that opportunity next year. And right now, being able to create bonds over the internet is a good way to kind of get the ball rolling on planning some activities for next year and even collaborating with other organizations. And so this all went really quickly. So it's 23 minutes in. I've talked about everything I want to talk about so far, but some other inspiration, I kind of talked about it just a tiny bit, was go ahead and start planning for next year. There, in the next couple of months, I'll be hosting some Focus on 5 liaison chats. Hopefully we'll get some people who are interested in being liaisons or even VPSPs of your chapter can come in and we can talk about national programmings, and then also start planning some activities for next year as well. Right now, with plenty of time, is a great opportunity for some of our members to go ahead and sit down and start making out your master plan for how your chapter is going to complete your national programs and even overall service. So if you have any questions or want to collaborate on anything, feel free to reach out to one of your VPSBs or your district, or reach out to myself and I will be glad to assist. I don't see any other questions in the Focus on 5 liaison group. Nobody else here in the group has any thoughts, comments, or concerns? Nope. All right. Well, be on the lookout. For my Focus on 5 friends, I'll actually be posting some additional information for chapters who have completed the full Focus on 5 campaign, as well as our current standings per district. Overall current standings for the nation as of today is 49%. So a little slow down with schools being closed and spring breaks being extended, but even with it being with those barriers, we've seen a lot of submissions for that extra bonus drive. And then even as we finish that second virtual convention, we'll be able to see some more activity as well. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or your VPSBs. And thank you all for coming to this little workshop. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.